Hello, abnormal members. I got a drop for y'all today. We got some snow outside. I just came inside. I hope you all enjoy this one. Like I said, we're getting snow, so we don't have internet right now, so I don't know when I'll be able to upload these, but I'm going to go ahead and get it ready so I can get this out as fast as I can to you. Here's a little story about me. In high school, I used to be a pretty attractive and fun person. I played football and was a wrestler. Before I graduated high school, I thought of my future was going to play football at the University of Ohio and then possibly the NFL. That was my dreams. Well, that all changed when my father passed away. After my father's passing, I'm not going to lie, I kind of gave up on life. Then one day, about 6 months after I graduated high school, I ran into one of my old football teammates who had joined the Marines, and well, we started talking. And then later that week, I contacted the recruiter. Fast forward 8 years later, I landed a job at the local sheriff's department as a deputy in my home state. Well, the first few months go by fast, and I was living like, life before I joined the Marines. Then one night I get a call about a missing person and decided to look into it. I drop by the house, and this older woman walks out on the old double-barrel shotgun in her hands and then lowers it to her hips and say with a rude southern-style voice and sounding like she was a heavy smoker, "About damn time y'all showed up. My husband's been gone for almost 2 days now." "Sorry, ma'am. I got here as fast as I could," I said with a smiling and polite voice. She tells me her husband went out rabbit hunting the day before and she was getting worried about him, and it's not like him to be gone this long without contacting her. Well, I processed everything I had to get her info, and then I headed out into the location of his hunting area. On my way to the area, I contacted Fish and Game and allowed them to know where I was at to see if they could send someone out to help me find this guy, hopefully before nightfall. Well, they say okay, they'll have someone out there with me. By the time I get there, the other deputy and the Fish and Game officer are there waiting for the next to me and by the guy's truck. I get out and I know both of the officers. We talk for a few minutes about what we want to do, and then we head out. Now, this is where I loved using my military skills to the test. I was following the guy's tracks for about a half a mile. We come to an open field, and then we came across a dead deer that clearly had been shot out of season. Poacher. And then we said, "Dumbass is going to get himself arrested after we find him." The game warden says, I say, "Yep," then look at the deer closer and realize the deer has been ripped to shreds. Coyotes? The other deputy says. Probably, the game warden says. No, coyotes don't do this much damage in only a day. Then I took over, and I see a big dog print next to the deer. I don't think anything of it other than it's maybe a hunting dog. Boy, was I wrong. After leaving the deer, we walk back into the woods, and just a little down a hill, I see something stick out laying up next to a tree. I take a closer look. Well, look, it's our guy. I smile and I make my way up to the guy. I see he's shaking and still has his gun in his hand, so I calmly call out, "Sir, we're here to help you." He turns still, shaking, and turns back around. I walk around the tree to look at him to see a horrible sight. The man's hunting dog had looked like it had been half eaten by something. "What did this?" I asked. He says, "A wolf, a very big one." He says, "Sir, wolves are not in Ohio." One of my partners say, yeah, you're right," he says. Then he stands up with the dog in his arms, completely forgetting about his gun. "Let's get out of here." When we make it back up to the trucks, we all call the EMTs to pick the guy up to be sure nothing was wrong with him. Me and my parents talk about what we think did that to the dog. Then we hear his blood-curdling howl. We draw our guns and get ready, because the howl was only yards away from us. And then we hear this thing come storming towards us. Then it stops. It becomes quiet for a moment, and then I realize no bugs, no birds, because this is still pretty bright out. And then I hear this thing start to growl, and it comes much closer to us. But all I can see in the woods are eyeshine, red eyeshine. I start opening up my pistol on this thing because clearly this thing wasn't an animal or human. And then my parents start shooting at it also. We hear a big yelp and a small growl, and then it runs away. We need to go for it, the game warden screams. Screw you, man. I'm not going after that thing that takes 40 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson. Y'all, I yell back. We get into a bit, and then we say, fine, let's just leave. And so I did, the other deputy, but as far as the game warden, I haven't seen him aging yet. So I don't know if he went after the thing we went and shot at that night or not. I did one tour over in Afghanistan in the Corps, and I've seen things I don't ever want to see, and it takes a lot to scare me, but whatever that thing was makes me want to quit my job and lock myself in my house. After trying to figure out what I heard, I've come to the conclusion it might have been a dogman or a Bigfoot. Whatever it was that night, it scared this man really bad, so I wanted to go back and visit with him to find out what he had actually seen. And whenever I talked to him, he told me that he felt like he was being stalked in the woods by something. He wasn't sure what it was, but he felt it stalking him. And when he turned around, he seen what he described as an upright black panther. He said it attacked his bird dog. His bird dog was fighting it, and then the bird dog, of course, was mortally injured. He said he shot at it twice, missing both shots. He said he was shaking so hard he couldn't get a shot on it, but it was enough to run it off. He said he was too afraid to move, and then here we come. Whatever it was, followed me, I believe, back to my house also, because that night I heard weird howls around my house because I stayed at my parents' that night, and my parents also heard it. Whatever it was came up to their house and was scratching on it also. So whatever it was followed us back from the woods. Oh, and by the way, I am no longer a deputy. I decided to give that job up because whatever that thing is, I don't want to have to hunt it again. I'm afraid if I went back out there that I may not come back out. So now I've decided I am going to work a few jobs, and I have a roofing job. Yeah, it's hot, but a lot safer. Yeah, they will follow you back. Again, he went straight to his mom and dad's like we talk about, and I don't think you should do that. I hope you all enjoyed this for the members video, guys. I got a lot more coming for you. And until next time, keep your all's head on a swivel, and don't be something's dinner.